Against Joe Biden today, not only would he win, he'd crush it, apparently, to your polling. Tell me.
Yeah, that'll be out soon. And I got to tell you, I'm somebody who is skeptical of the idea of a Republican presidential candidate being able to win the popular vote, given California and how disproportionate some of these larger blue states vote for Democrats. But we're at a point now, the polling is really getting, and I mean historically ugly for Democrats. And Donald Trump, we pitted him against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, given all the talk. He beats Harris by several points more, but the margin really is not that close. And the entire duration of 2020 that we polled, we never had Trump ahead nationally. And we knew it would be a close electoral college race. But nationally, popular vote is difficult. Trump would win it handily today.
That was the most accurate pollster in America, Richard Barris. Fantastic. He's the People's Pundit. This guy is really good. He had extremely accurate polls in the last couple elections. He doesn't use broken polling models like many of these other pollsters. Him saying that Donald Trump would absolutely win the popular vote today, that he's never seen polling this bad for Democrats. He would go on to say that Joe Biden is polling 30% among independents in America, which is just disastrous, and that Democrats are going to lose upwards of 70 seats in the House. That there's no way, no mathematical way that they maintain any majority. So very good for Republicans. Very great to see this polling coming out, and extremely good for the country because we need a change of leadership immediately in this nation. Let's kick it to my favorite moment ever, Kayleigh McEnany, with the best poll I've ever seen in my life. Kayleigh McEnany saying that the number one thing people want Joe Biden to do is resign.
Kayleigh, you brought up a great point that you saw coming out of these polls about the priority, about what should President Biden be doing in the next year.
Yeah, there were so many eye-opening components to this poll. 64% saying don't run Joe Biden. You had the 28% saying Kamala, that's her approval rating. But this one stood out to me. I was looking at the poll this morning. In your view, what is the single thing that would be most important for President Biden to do over the next year? Look at the top answer. 20% said resign or quit. Second answer, economy, jobs. Republicans win on that issue. Third answer was immigration. Republicans win on that issue. Look at the bottom there. And there was more than just these five. But his infrastructure bill, 5% say that's the most important thing he could do. But yet that is what he's prioritized. When you have a quarter of the electorate nearly saying resign or quit is the best thing you could do for the country, what does that say about your presidency? And the infrastructure bill, while it is popular, people aren't prioritizing it as the top issue. So I don't think this is going to get Biden out of the very deep hole he has dug for himself.
And
they
Harris, I wanted to ask you about
prioritize it. They wanted to leverage what they really wanted on the back of something that was that popular.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they didn't prioritize. They almost didn't get it done.
Yeah.
Right. I do want to make this point. We have a lot of laughter around the couch, and we like each other, and we love our viewers and our co-hosts who join us. But we're not weak. You can ask us a tough question and we won't cackle or giggle. We'll come strong. And I want to remind America that we are a country of very strong women. So don't let the example of Secretary Granholm whipping out the magic wand just because she can't muster up her intestinal fortitude to take her job and her answer seriously. Don't think of everybody like that. Don't get it twisted. And I will say this. Can we put that 64% back up? Because it really struck me. Yeah. Right? So what this number tells me is not only did they date you, they fired you, and no, they don't want to be friends. That's what that tells me. And that's a real problem for this president, because it then further asks the question of, has he gone so far down that he can't rebound at this point? And what does that mean for his presidency and for other Democrats who might, like McAuliffe, make the mistake of trying to bring him in the last 11th hour?
And Brian, so Harris brings up other Democrats, so I'll float this question to you then. The polls also reflected a plummeting approval rate for her, down to 28%. What do you make of that, Brian?
Well, what have we heard from her? What has she done? There was one thing that she was supposed to be in charge of, the border. What we're finding now is we're going to potentially pay illegal border crossing individuals $500,000. Are we solving that problem? No. She doesn't do press conferences. She doesn't talk to the American people, just like the president rarely talks to the American people. Again, it goes back to this issue of contempt. If you care about people, you engage with them. Like Harris said, you deal straight with their questions. But if you don't care, if you're indifferent, then you simply stay away. That's what she's done. That's what the president has done. You know, these numbers, everyone talks about them being surprising. If you talk to Americans about what's going on in their lives right now and how they feel they're being treated, these are exactly the numbers you would expect.
And Brian, is this reflecting what happened in 2016? Is there going to be some type of shock and surprise when the writing was on the wall the entire time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how anybody could be shocked in 2022 given where we are right now. And here's why. The president hasn't shown any indication that he's changing course. Has he talked about a new path? Has he talked about a new way forward with inflation? No. He wants to spend more money. Democrats have said they want to double down on the spending. He is heading headlong into the jaws of disaster because he's ignoring the American people and he's choosing not to take seriously what they take seriously.
All right, that's exactly right.